start. So I'm here with Rachel Mackenzie from Rachel's Vineyard. Now, you really are boots on the ground, aren't you, Rachel? You deal with women who are struggling and suffering with the trauma of abortion every single day. What can you foresee happening if this bill passes?
I mean, at the moment, as it stands, especially with pills by post, that women are really waking up to the reality of what abortion is. It's not the end of a pregnancy, but it's actually the end of a life. It's the end of the life of their child. And they're seeing this in their own beds, in the toilets, in the showers. It's just horrific, without being too graphic. So this new law, which doesn't protect anybody whatsoever, just horrifies me. What am I going to be dealing with next? At what level of PTSD are these women, going to be coming to me? And how can we help them and support them?
So, as you said, we don't want to be too graphic, but do you deal with women who've had late-term abortions?
I do. We deal with women that are told, that the best thing, the kindest thing you can do for your child who's maybe got a disability is to actually end the life of that child. And it's sold in such a way that they think that they're doing the kindest thing, but what they're actually doing is so cruel to themselves, because these mothers can't even hold their children. Even if they're only going to live 2 hours or 2 weeks, it still was precious time that they were given. And I think about, when I knew that my dad didn't have long, my dad was told he had days to live. I didn't think about getting a pillow. I just had every moment with him, and that's what we should be doing. And then it's sold to them as if they've had a stillborn. So the level of denial is quite deep, but so traumatised.
And there's a real dissonance, isn't there? Because I know a friend of mine has recently done a skydive to raise money for these cuddle cots, these chilled cots, so that when women have a stillborn baby, they have time to hold their baby, to spend time with them, as you say, and say goodbye. But that doesn't happen in a late-stage abortion.
No, or sometimes, unfortunately, Caroline, sometimes it's sold in such a way that they do have footprints and they do have that, and they actually think that they have had a stillborn. And it's like, well, it wouldn't have been born still, like Carla Foster's baby Lily. This wouldn't be happening if they hadn't took the abortion pills. So there is still that dissonance that you're on about, but there's also that denial, that first stage of grief, because they haven't lost something, they've lost someone.
And do you think that, so I know from my own personal experience that having a 24-week limit, which is extremely late and extremely liberal, it's a 6 months baby, but I know of people who have had abortions at 22, 23, even 24 weeks. And I also know of women who, because of the presence of a limit, once that 24 weeks has passed, the pressure that they've been experiencing from partners, from family, from Uncle Tom Cobley and all, it seems, has an opinion when you've got an unplanned pregnancy, that pressure sort of lifts, doesn't it? Because they can't seek abortion.
Definitely.
Do you see that?
Yeah, definitely. And at Rachel's Vineyard, there's so many women that were coerced, abused, forced into the abortions, dragged to the abortion centre. But to know for me that at least at 24 weeks that stops, we end up having women, bizarrely, that ring me who are in a crisis or unplanned pregnancy, and we support them and help them and get them help with a good counsel network and 40 days. But I always feel like the pressure's off at 40, at 24 weeks, but not now. That pressure's going to remain and carry on.
And of course, as we saw with the case of Stuart Warby, there is nothing to stop an abusive man or even an abusive family member. John Deehan earlier was saying one of the things about this law was it sort of treats women as if they can never make bad decisions or immoral decisions. But there is nothing to stop somebody from procuring abortion pills and giving them to a woman when she's very far gone. And yet at the same time, there'll be no police investigation.
It's ridiculous. I can't even believe we're actually having this conversation. And I am so fed up of hearing, pro-aborts tell us, well, we just need to, trust women. Well, I didn't trust Myra Hindley. And why have we got prisons for women? Let's not have women prisons. Let's go all the way, because no woman would ever do anything wrong. It's ridiculous.
Well, I think that's the whole point of the law, isn't it? That the law exists to prevent abuses and to put boundaries in place. We don't we don't say, well, this is a terrible action, but no one's ever going to do it, so we don't need to do anything to stop it. So, Rachel, let's thank you so much, and let's just hope and pray that the MPs today hold the line. You know, killing a newborn baby, it's not a health scare, is it?
Never, never.